can learn about real estate investing through things that happen to go wrong. Our next terrifying tale is called Deep into the Red. This one comes from our good friend, real estate investor and syndicator, Danny Kalanoff. How are you, Danny?
Hey, Robert. I'm awesome. Thanks for having me.
I know you're awesome, but I know real estate isn't always awesome, and you've got an amazing Halloween horror story that I think is going to give us a lot of good lessons. So tell us what happened.
Yeah, so true. This was before I'd listened to your show, and I learned the concept of, market, team, then property. So
Yep.
I was of the mindset that the property was the most important thing in the whole world. And in 2005, when real estate was at a peak pretty much everywhere in the country, we lived in a very expensive cyclical market in Southern California, and we actually couldn't afford to buy anything at that time. I think prices for the properties we were interested in were in the $800 to $1.2 million range, and we just decided, hey, if we can't buy here, let's just go somewhere and buy something. So I think we read a couple articles online, learned that San Antonio was on sale and had some good deals. Found an agent in about 45 minutes, flew down there and purchased 2 properties, each right around $100,000.
All right. So right out of the gate, first of all, congratulations, propensity to action. That's a good thing. But when you just take action without thinking through those other thoughts, tell us what happened.
Yeah, so what happened is we about as quickly found a property management company through, the Yellow Pages or something like that, and they assured us that they could put some quality tenants in there. About 2 or 3 months went by that the property sat vacant, so we were in the red already for our first year. And then when they did finally fill the properties, they were filled with college students who essentially proceeded to trash both of the homes. They had animals in there. The lawns were torn up. The HOA was complaining about the state of our properties. And ultimately, we were forced to sell them because we didn't know anything about the market. We didn't have time to go find a team. And we just chalked the lesson up to one that we should take with us for a long time moving forward. Luckily, we left at a nominal cost compared to what it could have been.
Well, we pay for education, and you guys paid full price on this. So let's talk about what some of the lessons are. And there's several in here, right? So now, sitting where you are as a much more accomplished serial investor in real estate, what have you learned?
Yeah, so I've learned that you don't want to be tempted by shiny objects that you see in your path. And a lot of times those are deals, they're properties. You really want to sit down and do the hard grunt work, if you will, of finding a market that has solid macroeconomic fundamentals that you believe in. Probably even more challenging is kissing a lot of frogs and interviewing a lot of people until you find a team that you can trust, because an A team in a B market with a B property is better than an A property in a B market with, a C team. And so if I had to rank it, it would go team, market, property. And that's how I look at everything that I do in real estate investing today.
All right, good stuff. Now, the market analysis part, you looked at a few articles and picked San Antonio. San Antonio wasn't a bad market to invest in 2005, no. But as we know, every market isn't really not a market, it's a sub-market. So if you pick the right team, you learn the sub-market. That might have been a nuance. So that's certainly a thing you learn. And then obviously property management, key part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they make you or break you. And I think having a good interview script, knowing the right questions to ask, so when you fly into a new place, how are you going to pick a team? Having that personal investment philosophy of what's important to you. How are they going to communicate with you if you're remote? You guys always say, live where you want to live, but invest where the numbers make sense. I think a lot of folks naturally gravitate to invest in the place that they live because that's kind of easier and a little bit more comfortable. But that doesn't mean that's where all the best returns are. So if you're going to venture outside your cocoon, you got to find a way to pick a team that's going to work for you.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, you've settled on some pretty cool niches, and we're going to have you back on the show shortly because we're going to talk about one of the really cool real estate niches that you do.